You know, I keep seeing videos popping up lately that say things like, are book hauls bad? Well, if they're bad, I don't want to be good. Hey, what's up, bookworms? Mike back with another book haul, this time for April of 2025. Some lovely new things to show you guys that we're at the home library in the month of April. We're going to begin, like usual, guys, talking about those purchases that count. I am talking, of course, about digital purchases. Did pick up a couple of things here. I think one of the questions I get asked the most lately is, are you still planning to read The Bound and the Broken? Because I know you were a real champion of it. I even had one person drop in my DMs and ask me, did Ryan upset you? No, I haven't started Of Empires and Dust. Went ahead and picked it up to support Ryan here. What it is like with Ryan and self-publishing is like there is no real planned release date. It's just like, hey, it's done. Boom, there, you can have it. That's really how it works. So it was hard for me to really plan when to put this one in because unlike a lot of users on this app, guys, I'm not one of those who can just fit in a 1,400-page book. I can't. I have to plan for things like this. So with this is the audiobook comes out this fall, and a lot of my patrons are waiting until the fall to listen to it. So I figure I will read it with them. I think this fall it's just going to be nothing but chonkers. You know, I got, 2 Christopher Rocchio books. I got, the new James Islington book. I got this. I got the new Jay Kristoff book. So November, December might just be all those big chonky reads. So no, I am not upset at Ryan. Ryan is a great, great fellow. Love him like a brother. And I will be reading Of Empires and Dust this fall. And like I said, I want to go ahead and pick that up to help him out. Now, with my wife and I are having our 15th wedding anniversary next month. And we are going to be going out of the country for a nice anniversary trip. One of the books I'm going to be reading is going to be Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. I don't want to haul that giant thing through customs, so I decided, why don't I just go ahead and pick up this nice compact version of the Dandelion Dynasty on Kindle here because it has all 4 books, and you know what? It weighs less than a pound. That'll be the best way, I think, to do that. So that's part of a read-along, not that I'm hosting, but they're doing a read-along on my Discord server, so jump in the Discord. The link's in the description below if you want to join. They are going to be doing a read-along. I have committed to doing just Grace of Kings. If I really like it, I'll continue. If not, well, we'll see what happens from there. But I think they're planning on doing like a book every other month, or 2 months per book, because they are big chonkers, and maybe they might take you a little extra while to read. I'm always on the lookout for new horror authors. And one of my patrons, Brent, he's really dived deep into finding new horror authors, and he's kind of been giving me his feedback. And, he was one of those that was kind of early pushing me towards Ronald Malfi. They thought I would like Ronald Malfi, so he's kind of earned my trust a little bit in that regard. The Lost Man's Lane was okay, but Ronald Malfi, great. And he's saying really, really great things about Richard Chizmar, and that, of course, is this book called Memorials, is what he was telling me. It was really, really great. So I'm just going to take his advice. I'm going to jump in. I've heard of Richard Chizmar, obviously, with his work on the Gwendy series with Stephen King, but I've never actually indulged in that series. But he told me a good coming-of-age supernatural horror. I mean, that's really all it takes to get me to try a new horror author. And so that's why I went ahead and picked that one up. So thank you, Brent, for the recommendation. You usually don't let me down on those, and I'm always looking for new horror authors to give a try. How about some physical purchases, guys? I did pick up a couple things. You know, I did read Speaker for the Dead by Orson Scott Card in April. And I said, you know what? I liked it a lot. But I still want to know what happened in this gap between Ender's Game and Speaker for the Dead. And so people said, you got to try out the Shadow Saga. And I was like, I have the Shadow Saga, but apparently there's another book that's actually like the direct, it's like, see, the direct sequel is in like the aftermath of Ender's Game. And that, of course, is Ender in Exile. So I went ahead and got that to add to the box set that I have of the Shadow Saga, because this is like an in-betweener novel. I don't really know what you call it, but it is an In the Shadow Saga box set. So this is supposed to be the one that literally is moments after the end of Ender's Game. And you can see what is going on in the aftermath of the events in book number 1. So that sounds exciting. So this will be where I go next, and then reading the Shadow Saga, I think. But I'm going to continue with Xenocide, and I can't remember what the rest of the books in the Ender Saga are called. But yeah, I think I want to go back because I just want to know so much about what happened between those 2 books, because there's just so many things that he just randomly drops in there. I'm like, wait, what? You know, in the 6 years of doing this, I can't believe it took me this long to do that. I just spill coffee everywhere. Thankfully, I missed all my books. But hey, anyway, let's continue. I did start reading the Unwind series by Neil Shusterman. Yes, even though I know that the toll really let me down an arc of a scythe, I'm ready to believe again. So I read book number 1. I liked it a lot. And I saw this set, and I just couldn't say no to it because I thought, I don't know if I really need a physical set of this, but this set is absolutely stunning, and it was only like $28. So I said, sure, I'll give it a try. I'll go for it. Really cool thing about this, I'm not going to do it right here, but if you follow me on Instagram, you know, all these come out and they fit like together like a puzzle and actually spell in wine and have like a mural. It's really, really cool. So a really, really great set, and I'm really happy that I went ahead and picked it up, and I will be continuing with that series here relatively soon because the way the first book ends, I could definitely use some more of that. All right, how about some books from some authors? What I always tell you guys is I may not be familiar with these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a link down below if you want to check them out. I recommend that you do. First up, this is from D.L. Orton. This is called Hive. Very cool. Very cool sci-fi looking cover like that. Great title here. This is by T.R. Thorson. This is called Germans Have a Word for It. Clever. I like that. Nice colors. A couple pair of books here from Michael Samerdijk. This is Exit Laughing Maniacally and Land Beneath the Shadows. So thank you for these. Gar the Great and the Forbidden Top Shelf Shiny by M.K. Bingman. Said in here, I know this probably isn't your type of book, but hey, give it to any kid that you know. I'm pretty sure my autistic 10-year-old is going to love this book just based off of what I kind of flipped through and saw. He does have a book of a cat called My Cat Tuna that he got in like first grade, and he's never ever let go of it. So I'll convince him that that's the sequel. It's going to be great. So thank you. A pair of books from Andrew Catallo. This is In a Dark Light. And also, Welcome to My Madness. Very interesting cover. You don't really see very many horizontal covers, you know? It's interesting. And my guy, Gregory Contaxis, continues to have just killer covers. The Rise of the West is book 3 in his series, I do believe. Amazing, amazing covers he puts together on these. And I'm so thankful he continues to send them to me, even though I haven't gotten to them yet. Hopefully someday. Hopefully someday. A couple of big ones here that were actually surprising when I opened them first. Michael J. Sullivan continues to be way too nice to me. This is the deluxe edition for ℕ𝕤𝕤𝕤, which is book number 5, I think, in the Rhaenyra Chronicles, Royce and Hadrian, the prequel series, which I'm actually reading through right now. I'm 3 books into it. But yeah, this is very, very sharp. Now I gotta see if I can dig up books 1 through 4. You know, there's Elon there. Very, very beautiful. Michael and his wife Robin are just doing incredible, incredible work with their Kickstarter stuff. And that's why they get funded in like 8 seconds, you know, each one of them. Author that really reached out to me a while back to help him with this Kickstarter was Jeffrey Kohonik, and he wanted to say thank you. So he sent me, let's see here, this is Dawn of Wizards. It's a trilogy of books within his Fate of Wizardom's World, I believe. And that's what he sent me for the first Kickstarter. And he did so well, he had a second Kickstarter, and he sent me that as well. This is the Fall of Wizardoms, and I did an unboxing for this on Instagram if you want to see exactly everything involved with it. But yeah, it's as stunning as you would think it is. I mean, if you are interested in the series, I highly encourage you to check it out because I think you can still be a late backer and get a hold of these if you do want. Very, very awesome. Yeah, so that's a series I think will definitely be on my radar just based off how beautiful these are. And it also has a map. It has one of those cloth maps, which I think you're supposed to use in tabletop gaming. I'm not really sure. I haven't done a lot of tabletop gaming. But yeah, how cool is that? Do I have it the right side up? No, I do not. Of course not. And you know, if you don't want to use it for a map or for rolling dice or anything like that, it makes a really handsome ascot. You know, I mean, I don't really know how to tie an ascot, but if that's your thing, you know, it could work like that. I got a couple of others here. I got a mystery package. You know, I don't know if this is from an author or not. If this is from a publisher. Let's just go ahead and find out. It's what I save these all month for you guys. They just sit there like burning a hole in the floor, waiting for me to open them. Okay. We're getting there. Okay, this is Forbidden Child by Gwen Newell. First I've heard of it. So like I said, you want to see any of these guys, why don't you drop in the comments or the description below and check out the links. I talked about this in a more recent video. I talked about horror stories. I thought were just good stories. I showed you guys this, the horror box that A Box of Stories sent me. Really, really great deal. And you can get every other month, you get multiple books, you get artwork. And again, I did a full unboxing in that video. Here's one of the authors that's in the box, actually writes you a personal note. Really, really cool stuff. So check out Box of Stories if you haven't. I want to thank them for sending that over. Let's go ahead and take a look at some things from some publishers. First up is A Curse for the Homesick. This is by Laura Brooke Robson. And a couple of books I get the series is called. It's called The Nightshade Crown, books 1 and 2 by Hannah Witten. This is the Foxglove King and the Hemlock Queen. I don't know if this is a trilogy, a full series. I don't know. I don't know the deal with that at all. That's from Orbit. So thank you to them. This is probably one of my most anticipated books of the year, and it's monstrous, so I'm glad they sent it to me a little early. This is from William Morrow. This is King Sorrow by Joe Hill. You might have heard of him, son of Stephen. This is the first new book he's had in like almost a decade, and has a really, really nice introduction letter about why it's taken him so long to write another book. He got so locked up and doing other things, working in comics, working in TV and stuff, and now he's making a big comeback, and I'm expecting this to be really, really great. And man, he definitely saved up, didn't he? Because this is a big old boy. That's going to be a very big feature this year for spooky season. And like I said, I'm glad I got a chance to start on it a little early. Laura at Dahl actually sent me some more books. She was very, very excited to hear about some of these urban fantasy books I'm thinking about trying. So she sent me 9 books in the Rivers of London series by Ben Arinovich. And I actually have book number 1 on the TBR for May. So I'll be reading this month. So I want to thank Laura for sending these over. This is amazing. I don't even care that they don't match in size. This is awesome. So this is a series I've heard really, really great things about, and I'm excited to see how it goes, because reading it almost sounds a little bit Dresden Files-y meets kind of like Alex Verus. I don't know. Maybe that's just kind of what this, because I've read it so recently. Maybe that's what I'm comparing it to. But very, very, very cool looking set. And excited to see what I do find out. I was talking also in that series about some urban fantasy I wanted to try was Monster Hunter. And I said, I'm not really sure how they go or what books are out or whatever. So Jason over at Bain said, I got you. They said they're doing reprints of all these on trade paperback. So he sent me the ones that are out yet. So Monster Hunter, Larry Correia, I think that's the first book right there. Series that's been going for a while now. And other people tell me that these are just, hey, you want to watch a blockbuster action movie? I think that these are going to be the books kind of for you. So I definitely want to try those, because I did really love his Saga of the Forgotten Warrior, and I'd like to try more of them. I know that's kind of like his breadwinner. There's Monster Hunter. One book from Broken Binding. It was the last one for the Rook and Rose series, The Labyrinth's Heart by M.A. Carrick. Book number 3 in that series, and now that trilogy is complete. And like I always tell you guys, if you want to see more of these, follow me on Instagram. I do unboxings or multiple pictures for everything that Broken Binding said to me. And if you're still curious about getting wrapped up into Broken Binding and you're upset that the wait list is so long, I've had people come on this channel and complain about how long the wait list is, and then they're shocked that in a couple months they get in. It's just one of those things, just like, get on the wait list now, and you'll get in a lot sooner than you think you will. But, hey, I doubt you'll get in tomorrow, but hey, I hope you do, because Broken Binding, they never disappoint. And their books are so beautiful. If it's a series you've never really heard of, like me with this one, you get interested in it because the books are just so stunning. And again, nothing but love and respect for Matt and Jack and the guys over there at Broken Binding for what they are doing. You guys continue to be amazing, as well as do the viewers of this channel. And I do have some things from some viewers this month. First up is Necroscope. This came from Brian. And Brian, thank you. I read this a couple years back. I was okay on it. I never really continued with the series, but I never said I was never going back to it. But thank you for sending me this much loved copy. I hope this wasn't your personal copy that you did send me, but it is a series I have started already, and hopefully will continue in the future. This is from Jesse. This is Blood over Bright Haven by M.L. Wong. It's nice to see a release from M.L. Wong that isn't just another release of Sword of Kaigen. And I don't mean that as slander towards Ms. Wong. That's not what I mean at all. I just mean that it just seems like for a while there was like, so does she got other books? Because all I keep seeing is re-releases of Sword of Kaigen, and I got one of them myself. But this is interesting looking. It's very, very pretty. I'm not really familiar with what the story is, but it was one of those. It's like, look, I liked Sword of Kaigen enough that I'll try the author again. So I put this one on my wish list, and Jesse was kind enough to pick it up for me. So thank you, Jesse. You are awesome. And I think Patrick was really singing the praises for that one. This is from Steven, and I've already read it. This is Carl's Doomsday Scenario, book number 2 in Dungeon Crawler Carl. I had said that, I'll keep reading those, maybe when the hardcover prices come down a little bit. So he went ahead and picked up book number 2. You're awesome, Steven. Thank you. So I did go ahead and read that. And I talked about it on the weekly update. You just did, if you guys want to hear me talk about it. Did finish it the other day. And we'll see what happens with book number 3. Not sure when I'm getting to that one yet, but I will get to it. Dude, get a gift. This is from Caffeinated Bookworm, who says, from the Caffeinated Bookworm. How about that? So let's see what Caffeinated Bookworm, one of my YouTube members, if you guys don't like Patreon, you don't want to use it, and you want to join the community in any way you can, the YouTube does this button right down there where you can just press subscribe and you can join as a member. And I thank you every bit for it. See what this is. Polybius. This is by Colin Armstrong. I've heard of this. It is supposed to be very, very Stranger Things adjacent, I think. 80s nostalgia horror. So yeah, thank you. Wow, this was on my radar. I didn't know it was only in it was a hardcover only. I'm not really sure if it's just in hardcover or what. I've heard about this somewhere recently. I forget where it was, but yeah, I was saying that for lovers of Stranger Things and 80s nostalgia horror, and I said, hey, that's me. So thank you, Caffeinated Bookworm. You are amazing. Thank you so much. Me and my kids have been going through, I don't know, it's just somehow weirdly, it's become like a family thing, guys. That's just how weird we are here. I've been watching the Child's Play movies. It was one of those where like, I think with horror movies, it really just depends on how your kids are. If your kids can handle it, they don't have nightmares, you're not worried about them emulating what they see on screen and things like that. And my youngest just got in this real trip of just like being obsessed with all the horror icons. And Chucky was one of his favorites. So he kind of started sneaking down and watching some with us. But my wife and I and my oldest son just started watching like all of them. So got a nice new Chucky mug in case you ever want to play hide the soul, or you just want to have a nice cup of coffee, I think. But Chucky is an icon. I think it's regardless of how you feel about those movies. You go into any kind of like pop culture store and they got a horror section, you're always going to see a Chucky or a Tiffany doll or something like that in there because it's a franchise that's been going for 30-something years now, and I enjoy all of them. I haven't watched a TV show yet, but I'm interested to now that we've seen all of the sequels, and I still can't believe that became like a family event, but hey, sometimes you just roll with what works. Last one here, this is from Buffy Box, is what I'm calling it. This is from Nick, and this is amazing. I think I said in that video for Urban Fantasy was like, as big as a Buffy fan as I am, I'm surprised I haven't read more of the novels. I've only read the comics. Well, apparently Nick had a lot of them ready to go because he sent me, I'm guessing, everything that he owned here. This is wild. It's just a whole box of nothing but Buffy books. He's got some comics in here, of course, but he's also got a lot of novels and stuff. And I mean, to any Buffy maniac like myself, this is going to be just something. This is one I've heard really, really good things about. Check all these out here. My goodness, I didn't even know there's Angel books, Buffy books. This is nuts, man. So yes, you've given me quite a bit to ponder on here, Nick. Thank you so much, man. This is amazing. I love it when people empty out their libraries and give it to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh man. So now I gotta like actually do some research and find out, how should I start with these? What are the most recommended books? Which books are canon? Which books tie into what season of the show? When do they take place and stuff? I love Buffy, and I'm not excited about that ridiculous reboot they're going to be having, which is, I'm not expecting good things. I'll leave it at that. Mama told me not to say anything mean. If you don't have anything nice to say, that I stick with that, but I'm not optimistic about it. So this will kind of be my way of continuing with the Buffyverse, much like the season 8 and 9 comics that were actually written by Joss Whedon. So I've heard there's some really good stuff in here, and apparently some of these people did work on the show as writers, so there is some good stuff to be found there. So Nick, you're amazing. Thank you. You, sir, are the chosen one. I do appreciate you. You are the Giles to my Buffy. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So guys, that was everything for the month of April. I got to go clean up this coffee mess that I spilled now because I'm already just like, I'm not going to lie, I've been distracted this whole episode. Like, I should probably be getting that out of the carpet, shouldn't I? stupid to have carpet up here anyway. Anyhow, I will talk to you guys in the comments. Why don't you go ahead and let me know anything you added to the home library in the month of April. I would love to hear about it. If you want to know anything more about these, please do ask, and follow me on Instagram if you want to get a closer look at some of these things. You guys rule. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for everything, and I will talk to you down below.